Boring and disappointing. It's a boring and disappointing game. Two words to describe this game. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Two words to describe Arsenal versus Chelsea. Boring and disappointing. What's going on, guys? It's Ash Black here. Here to talk about my review and my match reaction to Arsenal knocking Chelsea out of the Carabao Cup as Arsenal makes it to the Wembley final. I think the second time in 8 years. I believe this is Arsenal's second time in 8 years going to Wembley in the Carabao Cup finals. And honestly, what can I say? There's nothing much to say other than it was a boring and disappointing game. And you might hear me repeat those two words over and over again throughout this whole video. I will try not to, you know, late 97 minutes, 96 minutes, right at the last minute of the game, Kai Havertz off of a counter attack because, we push air. Chelsea players all went forward for that final corner, all went forward trying to score. And Arsenal hit us with that counter attack with Kai Havertz going round Robert Sanchez and slotting home that ball has the match winner. The guy who was the match winner for Chelsea in 2021 Champions League final is a match winner for Arsenal knocking out his former team. How poetic is that? How poetic is that? Look, the way I say this now is a lot of things that needs to be addressed. We have to find a way to be clinical. It doesn't matter how many touches you have in the opposition box. Doesn't matter how many passes you have in the final third. Doesn't matter how many shots on target, how your ball possession is. Are you clinical enough to reward yourself of all that domination and all that stats that you're having? And no, Chelsea was not clinical. And that's what happened. It costed Chelsea the win. I said this as we're coming to this game. Chelsea has to score first. Chelsea have to score the opening game. They have to score the opening goal. If you were to tell me between the two teams who must score first, it has to be Chelsea. Because now it relieves these boys of the pressure. It gives them confidence of a comeback, you know, make them stronger, gives them that, makes them mentally tough, mentally strong to be able to, like, okay, you know what? We scored. Even if Arsenal scored and equalized the game 1-1, we still have the confidence to score a second goal to make this 2-1 or drag this to penalties. But it turns out that Arsenal was like, no, we're going to have a defensive masterclass, which I admit Arsenal did. Arsenal had a defensive masterclass against Chelsea. And yet it still ended up with Arsenal scoring the goal. Like, what? It felt like Arsenal played a low block. Like, they just packed the bus with a low block because Arsenal was not the better team. And anyone who watched this game understands exactly what I'm saying. Arsenal was not the better team. So how did they walk away with the win and with the clean sheets? Because that's how football is. At the end of it all is like, were you clinical? And Kai Havertz came on, hit Chelsea on the counter, scored a goal, making the aggregate 4-2. It was like he erased any hope. Arsenal was like Naruto, bro. They were like Death Note out here, bro. Put Chelsea in the Death Note. Bang. You out. You gone. Bye bye. Go back to Stamford Bridge. Go back to Cobham. I think Chelsea started off very quite okay in the first half. Chelsea was coming with a 3-5-2 formation, where Arsenal came with a 4-3-3 formation. And I said this about it when I first saw the lineup and I saw the formation. I said, okay, this is quite a bit new from Liam Rosino. I mean, like even Enzo Maresca didn't try this. So now, Liam, you're trying a 3-5-2. You're playing a back three, five at the back with two strikers up front. Okay, I understand that. We need the goals, right? We have Gusto and Cucurella as our wing backs that will help defensively and help. attacking wise. So I think I was fine with this lineup because I've always said this: there's no such thing as a right or wrong lineup. It's it can only be a wrong lineup if you lose. If you lose, then yes, it's a wrong lineup, and and if people want to say that this was a wrong lineup, a wrong formation, then I'm fine with that because you can say that yes, we lost. We lost, so therefore you can say that this tactics and this formation, this 3-5-2 formation was bad. The only thing I have to say about the lineup was why didn't Rhys James play in this game when we have Wolves on the weekend? Is Rhys James injured? Was like did I hear I heard nothing about Rhys James. Can someone update me please? Was Rhys James injured? Because I'm trying to understand why he didn't play. Now, maybe he was doubtful, or maybe he just didn't feel fit to play this game. Okay, I understand that. But I would say no one on this team, attacking wise, did anything memorable. Only Cucurella was the one doing something. Liam Delap was playing on the wing. Why are we playing we're playing two strikers and you have the one that is shit at dribbling on the wing. I don't understand that. That's what confused the fuck out of me, bro. Why was Liam Delap on the wing? Why was he on the flank? He's an in the box striker. The brother can't dribble. It's like an 18 wheeler trying to maneuver around the streets, bro. He's an 18-foot wheeler, bro. He's a big ass truck. He's Optimus Prime, bro. He's not Bumblebee. Jao Pedro is Bumblebee. Jao Pedro could play on the 10, so I'm okay with Jao Pedro trying to play on the wing and trying to either cross the ball in or trying to dribble his way in, dragging defenders, opening space from Liam Delap to tap the ball in. That was the issue that I had in the first half, and I need you guys to watch my live stream. I was saying it. Liam Delap should be in the box and let Jao Pedro be the one to roam around. That would be much better, in my opinion. They give the ball to Delap and he slows the attack down because he can't play 1-2. He can't dribble the ball. He can't beat your man. And we only force one save out of Kepa in that first half. Arsenal as well didn't do much, in my opinion. Like there was only one save that Sanchez made where he did a flying punch off of a shot by Nkapia. Nkapia did fired a shot a little bit outside the box, and Sanchez did a flying save, like Shaolin soccer, punched the ball out. That was a nice save. Gabriel had the rebound, and if that was Martinelli or Trossard, they would have scored right there. But Gabriel, the defender, I mean, come on, he's a defender, man. I see how like with the 3-5-2 we tried to play out from the back, and when Arsenal tried to press Chelsea, then we decided to go long ball to the lap and João Pedro. I think that was working for a bit, but like I said, we were going up against Gabriel and Saliba, who are the best center back pairing in the Premier League in Europe as well. So even the long ball wasn't really helping that much. There was a lack of chance creation by Chelsea and a lack of creativity by Arsenal as well. Both teams could not create. Both teams did not have creativity from both sides. Enzo would try to do something, but Pedro is going up against Saliba. The lap is going against Gabriel. So I was really really shocked that first half we could not. I mean, I'm not shocked per se because we're going up against Arsenal, who has the best defense, and they did show how defensively strong they were, bro. When we went to halftime, like, okay, this is what we want. As for Chelsea, you're going to halftime, you should have your head down, because at least we should be able to score a goal, make this a game. Second half came, and I think Chelsea also made some. I think Chelsea was dominating. I wouldn't say Chelsea was dominating the game, but they had a better performance of the game. More shots, more ball possession. more touches in the opposition box. Arsenal didn't have nothing going on that whole second half. I'll be honest. Anyone who watched this game would admit Arsenal was not the better team going forward. They were the better team defensively. Defensively, they were really good. I gotta give it Arsenal. It was a defensive masterclass by Arsenal. And what about us? We had nothing going on. We brought Esteval on. Esteval what didn't even play good. Esteval was poor this game. He was losing the ball. He was falling. He got a yellow card. We were looking so undisciplined in the second half. Gusto had a yellow. The lap had a yellow. Esteval had a yellow. I mean, I felt like Pedro Neto playing this game would have done a lot more better, but I get it. Pedro Neto was not fit as well. So it was a lot of players that was very, very doubtful for this game that I think if they had come on, maybe some change, maybe we would have got something going on. But I guess not. And then at the last minute, Arsenal score. I was like, damn, well, there you go. See ya. Peace. Hit us with the peace sign. I think the thing is though, like the one thing I will say about Chelsea is we did make it a game for Arsenal. We were goalless, nil-nil, all the way to the last minute of the game in this leg. In the first leg, Garnacho scored two goals to give us a hope and a chance that we could make a comeback, but I guess not. I'm just saying, like right now, we need to find a way to be very clinical because that is the biggest issue. Really, tell me what was Chelsea lacking in this game? It was a chance of us being clinical. We did not make Kepa make a lot of saves. He only made two saves. One save in the first half and the second save at the dying minutes of the game. Kepa did not make a whole lot of saves, bro. Everything we tried to do was just not working. João Pedro was going up against Saliba. Saliba had the better of João Pedro. So I feel like a lot of things has to be worked out. We need to find a way to be creative and score our goals, bro. Because I was hoping that maybe Liam will make some nice substitution changes that he did against Napoli. Maybe he would do something like he did against West Ham. But nope, this is the big dog. This is Arsenal. They're the best team in Europe right now. And defensively, they showed that. But either way, congrats to Arsenal for making it to the Carabao Cup final. Um, I will be here to see Man City versus Newcastle. I think that will be a much better game than this. Because I'll be honest with you guys, this game was shit. This game was boring. Man, I was half asleep, and I think every both Arsenal and Chelsea fans, you guys would agree with me that we were all half asleep watching this game. Nothing much to analyze about this game. You know what I'm saying? Other than Chelsea was not clinical and Arsenal defensively was locked in, man. I would say Arsenal had a defensive masterclass and hit Chelsea on the counter at the last minute of the game to erase any hope of coming back or trying to drag this to extra time and penalties. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and I will be here tomorrow. Peace out, guys. Peace.